Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I recently went to Barnes & Noble's and was so excited to see that they carry Tomoe river paper. If you don't know what Barnes & Noble's is, it is like a chain bookstore in the United States, and if you're anything like me, you live in an area where there are not many fountain pen friendly stationery stores that are around you. So I was like so surprised to see Tomoe river paper. And Barnes & Noble's usually carries like Lordstrom or Moleskine, which are not amazing for fountain pen. It's really exciting to see Barnes & Noble's head in a direction where they're carrying a wider selection of planners and journals. For example, there was Midori and Kokyo Campus, and of course this notebook. So what we're going to do today is test out every single pen that I own in this notebook. We have my Lockbee pen case with my fountain pens as well. If you haven't seen my most recent video, you should check it out where I review this Lockbee case. But anyway, this notebook is created by GoodInkpressions. It is an A5 notebook. You can order this online through my affiliate link below. Unfortunately, there's no discount code, but I do get a small commission if you guys order through my link. But you can also pick it up in store if you have a Barnes & Noble's near you. So this is an A5 notebook size. It says it has 192 pages. It is a cream color paper that's 68 GSM, and it is ruled. There are 7mm lines. The really nice thing about this is that it actually specifies what type of Tomoe river paper is in here. So 68 GSM cream machine number 9. From my understanding, machine number 9 is now discontinued along with machine number 7 because the rights to Tomoe river paper have been sold to Sanzen, and Sanzen is now creating Tomoe river paper S or Sanzen. And I personally have been battling that paper all year in my Hobonichi Hone and in the Hobonichi Cousin, and I kind of just feel like the paper is a little bit dry and my fountain pens don't glide across it as smoothly as it did when they had the original Tomoe river paper 52 GSM in these notebooks. And it actually increases feedback on some of my pens, and I don't know, it just makes the writing experience not as pleasant. And I know some people mentioned feathering as well. I haven't noticed that personally. I don't know if I'm having the issue where like some people were saying Sanzen is good on one side but not the back side, because some of the pages will randomly just not work as well for some pens versus others. But anyway, so I finished this one refill and my TN was getting a little thick, so I wanted to find a different journal for overflow journaling, or I might turn this into a commonplace planner. We'll find out. But okay, let's get into what the inside looks like. All right. On the inside, alright, we have this. GoodInkpressions is a brand from Spain specializing in premium Tomoe river paper and fountain pen notebooks. GoodInkpressions notebooks are beloved by writers, artists, and journal enthusiasts for their compact design and superior performance with fountain pens and other inks. So they do have their own website, along with, I believe, a shop on Etsy, and that's kind of where they originated. So it's good to see that they're like expanding to bigger stores like Barnes & Noble, because that's really cool. And if you have a Barnes & Noble's near you, you can go and pick this up. It has this cover that is not glued on the end pages, and it has the style of, I don't think this can fold back, or I'm afraid to, but because it is a semi-rigid cover, so it's not exactly a hard cover, but it's not flexible and soft. If you were to fold it, it would probably leave a crease. But it kind of reminds me of Midori's type of binding, especially with that bookmark. So on the front page, we have, it looks like rose gold foil. That's pretty cool. 192 pages, Tomoe river 68 GSM, and compressions. The first two pages are a thicker page than the actual body, and then it does lay flat. Okay, nice. This pops up a little, so you'd probably have to coax it down. On the inside, we have, it's a pretty faint dotted line, so I like that. I don't really like the harshness of some of the notebooks. 192 pages. It feels very smooth so far. I wonder how it handles hand oils. I wonder if I have any blank pages left in this Hobonichi. I think this feels more like paper. This feels like there's something about it that just kind of drags on my skin. It's just a little disappointing. So I'm trying to find a better alternative. I know this paper is probably discontinued, but if I like it, I'm assuming this is like stock that they have that they'll use until it's gone. But I could stock up, I guess. Okay, we're gonna use the last 2 pages. Here's what the end of the notebook looks like. I guess this end page is glued in. There is a little bit of a crack right there. Well, it's almost like they glued 2 pieces together to make the cover. But yeah, the end page on the end is, on the back is glued down. So 1, 2. I think that should be enough to do a pen test. Let's start with, should we start with fountain pens so that it gives the ink time to dry? I'm gonna use my Platinum 3776 to label this and test. Okay, let's see how that did. Looks pretty good. I feel like there's a little bit of feathering, but it's not bad. You can see it with the P, and the show through is not. Okay, this reminds me more of like moleskin paper in texture, I think. This is a moleskin notebook that I have from, I don't even know, a few years ago, and I used to just randomly journal in it. Okay, it does feel different. Maybe it's closer to Traveler's Company paper. Yeah, okay. We're gonna start with the ink swatching from a fountain pen because then I can give the ink time to dry. Oops. Oh gosh. Yikes. I probably should have done a steel nib swatch, but my Narwhal Original Plus had enough ink in there that I think this will suffice. So this is the Emerald de Chauvoir ink, and I don't know why, but I always like to test my paper with this ink because I feel like it has the best combination of qualities. Like there is sheen, there is shimmer, and there might be shading sometimes. So we're just gonna let the ink pool, I guess. Oh shoot, don't lift it up. All right, we'll make the swatch bigger. So this is like the lazy way of swatching, is to like eject ink from my pen and then just move it around on the page. Jacques Herbin. I feel like that's how you spell it, but I don't really remember. We're gonna do this. It's gonna be fountain pen, ink swatch. And then the pen is a Original Plus in a broad size. And then we're just gonna maybe do a smearing drying test. Okay, let me see inky. Let me see if I can pick this up without the ink moving. Nope, the ink is still very sloshy, so we're gonna leave that for a bit. Let's test some other pens next. I'm just gonna grab, I guess. No, I guess we should do more common ones. This one is a Pilot G2, number 10 size. Whoa, this is a thick point. I might have a smaller one. No, this is a zebra. Oh my gosh, I have more pens. This is getting a little ridiculous. I like the 10 size. Alright, well, since this is in my hand, we're gonna swatch this one as well. The Ziva Sarasa Dry 0.7. Ooh. X20. This one is very smooth, almost like a little too slippery. Kind of how it felt when I used to write. Oh shoot, crap, no. Well, I've already stained my notebook, so that is a huge bummer. Okay, and of course, like, it's gonna just seep into the cover. Darn it. Let me clean this up and I'll come back. Now I have this inky disaster, and because the ink was still flowing, it went to the right side, which means it might have stained through. We're gonna have to check the spine later to see what it looks like. Okay, whatever. Anyways, the Ziva Sarasa kind of reminds me of how smooth it was on the original Hobonichi paper. This is a generic metallic pen. Metallic. A Tombow Fudanos brush pen. Definitely lighter. Crayola Super Tips. Not bad. I think this is a Pentel Sign brush pen. This brush pen is running out of ink. That's why it's a little harder to write. A Tombow dual brush pen. Sharpie. I think Sharpie bled through the regular Tomoe River paper. 52 GSM. Another Sharpie paint pen. This one is oil based. Okay, this one's kind of dried out. The tip isn't good. I haven't used it in a few years. Sharpie oil based paint pen. The Pilot G2 I don't think writes as smoothly as the Zebra Sarasa. This is a regular ballpoint pen. It is this adorable edition one I got from when I was in Kyoto at the Pokemon Center. I haven't used a lot of these pens in a while, so I kind of have to start them up. A Pentel Graph Gear 500 with 0.7 lid. I don't love how pencil is on that. This is a jelly roll from Sakura. Never mind, that one doesn't really work, and we're not gonna look at white pens in here anyways. Okay, a Pentel Sparkle Pop. This is a sparkly gel pen. This is not bad. I like the gel pen. Sharpie S gel. I think this one is running out. Yeah, 0.7. Not amazing, but just alright. Sakura Pigma Micron in the 03 size. Okay, a Le Pen from Marvi, Japan. Zebra Mild Line. The tip on this is kind of damaged from me using it. Here's a Posca paint pen. Whoa, from Uni. This one is a Deco Color calligraphy pen. It's actually been a few years since I've used this, but I remember it used to bleed through every single notebook that I had. Papermate gel. It's alright. This might also be an old pen. This one is Uli Sakura Pigma brush pen. Excuse my shabby calligraphy. I'm at an awkward angle. And I've never really learned how to use this brush pen very well because it's so flexible. This is a BB size. And finally, we're gonna do the Uniball gel. Let's do one more. Let's do looking for a Pentel Energel, because those used to be my favorite gel pens. I don't like that it's purple. Doesn't match my blue and black theme, but I don't think I have any more black Pentel Energels. So, and the inky mess that's in this corner here has already put me out of even trying to be a perfectionist. Wow, okay, Energel. This is the 0.7 size. Alright, the one that I would recommend the most, I think, is the Zebra Sarasa Dry ×20 in the 0.7 size, and then maybe one of the gel pens next, or the paint pens. But I don't know how many people are using paint pens for real journaling, but my smoothest experience, I think, were the fountain pen and the gel pens. Let me try my other fountain pens and see if they feel good writing in this notebook, since we are pretty much done with the pen test, and this is almost drying. Right now we have a Mahjong one with KWZ Sheen Machine 2. I've been having trouble with this pen and this ink though. I feel like it kind of clogs it up because that did not feel very good. What about a Brillet with Diamond Medium? I'm not liking it very much. What about the Sailor Pro here? Slim Medium Colorverse Aeroco. I don't know if it's because it's on a hard surface, but I don't like it. Should I try it down here? We need a Pilot pen too. A Pilot Vanishing Point Medium with Waterman Serenity. Okay, we're gonna try the Sailor 1911 Reala over here. Try mine Ghost. So here's the thing. It is better on this side without the hard cover. I never liked writing with a pencil board or anything like that. I don't love it. So does it not work with Sailor feedback? I noticed my Pilot Vanishing Point, it does pretty well with paper that isn't fountain pen friendly. I'm gonna let this one dry, and I'm gonna try swatching all of these in my Tomoe River paper, Hobonichi Han with the Sanzen paper, and show you guys what that looks like in comparison. Okay, you guys, it is mostly dry, so you can kind of see the sheen and shimmer of the Jacques Herbin. Pretty good. And then the Sharpie oil-based paint has not dried. Everything else pretty decent. There's that Easy Sheen Machine too. Gonna look at the back of the page. Oh wow. Okay, so the only thing that really bled through was the big swatch, but it didn't go to the next page. And then I'm surprised that the Sharpie actually did a pretty good job. As for this side, the Deco metallic color did not go through anything. Nothing bled through. So awesome. Once again, I would only recommend I think the Zebra Sarasa Dry ×20, whatever that is. I didn't really love the way fountain pens wrote in here. So, especially with the Sailors and Pilot. And then I went and swatched all of them on the Tomoe River paper Sanzen. Here we have the only thing that bled through was the Sharpie, and it bled through pretty bad compared to the 68 GSM. See that? Yeah. And then on the other side, whoa, that oil-based Sharpie is even worse. So somehow the Sharpies are better on the older 68 GSM paper than the 52 GSM Sanzen. Alright, I'm gonna have to journal around with it more to test this notebook out with my fountain pens. I very likely will only just be using fountain pens in here. So initially, I'm not in love. I love the old Tomoe River paper, 52 GSM. I love the way the nibs just dance across the page. All my gel pens feel like there's no control left. Actually, the Zebra gel pen is pretty good in here. It's actually pretty good in there too, but I just don't love it. It is better than like your Moleskine or your Lordstrom papers if you want to do like deco color or things like that, because I do remember those bleeding pretty bad, and with the Sharpie. But I unfortunately do not think this will be my savior for replacing the original Tomoe River paper. It's a nice paper, don't get me wrong, but it's not exactly what I want. I will definitely have to do like full page journal entries with some of these nibs to find out more. This is what the cover looks like now, which is a major bummer. And then this is what my pages are gonna look like. But at least it didn't seep through the spine, so that's one good thing, right? You also need to check the damage that was done with the ink seeping through here, but I think I stopped it. So if you are interested in more paper swatching testing, let me know in the comments below like what notebook brands you'd like me to try. I do have a few that I want to do a comparison with in the future, but until then, make sure you check out some of my fountain pen and journaling videos here, and I will see you soon. I hope you have a beautiful day.